So we are about to execute the code for Main.factorial again, and this is actually going to be the last time we do that. But before we do, I want to point out where we are compared to what is shown in the lecture. So right now I happen to have slide 77 printed out, and we have a whole lot going on here in the stack. So first we have our 3, which corresponds to this 3 right here. And I'm not sure if I mentioned this before, but in the example in the lecture, they don't show anything about the bootstrap code, so all of these cards are ignored in the example, but I showed them just to make it clearer when people look at the VM emulator. But we have that 3, which corresponds to this 3. We happen to have our frame right here, which corresponds to these 5 cards right here. And that circle corresponds to this circle, which happens to correspond to this 3, corresponding to that 3 right here in our instructions. We have a 3 and a 2, and we have a 3 and a 2. Then we have another calling frame, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's our other calling frame. We have a 2 and a 1, which correspond to these 2 and 1. And now we have another calling frame, and now we're about to push a constant 1 onto the stack. All right, so we are at line 4 right now, and since we have no local variables, there's nothing for us to do with the stack that changes, so we can move on to line 5. And that is to push argument 0 onto the stack. And so now our argument, as indicated by our argument pointer here, is just 1. So I push a copy of 1 onto the stack. Move our stack pointer down. I push another 1 onto the stack in line 6. If I could find my 1, a 1 card, which I have somewhere around here. All right, there, I just made 1. Okay, so now we have another 1, and we push our stack pointer down, and we check if these are equal, and they are in fact equal. So now I'm going to overwrite this one with the -1, and this -1 indicating that our equality is true, and I move the stack pointer back and get rid of this card. And so now we are at we just completed line 7 now, and now we're at line 8. And so if-goto true. And so since this is true, we move stack pointer back, get rid of these cards. And now we jump down to line 10, label if true 0. And then we go, and there's nothing to do with that line. So we move on to the next one, which is line 11, push constant 1. So we push another 1 onto the stack. And now we return. And so now we finished the first half of this example, and now we are going to move on to function returning, which is a whole different topic from function calling. So I will cover that in the next video.